I know I'm a bit late to the party, but recently I started farming Grimturg and Exodus Nebula bosses. Not knowing the mechanics myself, I went on YouTube to find a quick guide and there actually wasn't any. So here's everything you need to know about Grimturg and Exodus. Nebula bosses are heavily contested by Zerg alliances. So for small guilds, it's almost impossible to get anything out of it. So most players just try to get into the portal, tag the boss and then stay dead inside just to get a chest reward. But what if I told you that by just knowing the mechanics, you can stay alive inside for the whole duration, surrounded by the enemies, and solo farm contribution for your whole guild as a healer? Grimturg only allows for 24 players to enter the portal, and as a tanky healer, you have a very easy time entering. The boss has two major mechanics that will one-shot you. Everything else you can tank through. The first mechanic is when the boss does the normal fury attack that you need to block by pressing Q. And after short delay, press spacebar to jump over the lightning circle. Failing to block will stun you and the lightning circle will one-shot you. Second mechanic starts after one of the dodge roll blocks. The boss will spawn ghosts around the arena. You need to run into any ghost to pick it up, indicated by the ghost sitting on your back. After you pick up the ghost, you have 10 seconds to stand inside the cone attack that pulls. You can block the pull or let yourself get pulled, it doesn't matter. But you need to stand inside the pulling cone. This cone is repeated 3 times. The first one is always towards the big iron doors and the other 2 are both on the left and the right side of the iron doors. Other dodge roll fury attacks you can purposefully get hit so you save your stamina for important mechanics. Now that you know the mechanics as a healer, this boss is very easy. Even surrounded by the enemies, you will most likely be ignored as you are very tanky and pretty much unkillable. And everyone needs to focus on PvEing the boss, otherwise the timer might run out if everyone is PvPing. Your whole job is attacking the boss with whichever skills you have that deal damage and slowly build up contribution, while the rest of your build is full survivability. For tanks and DPS players, you will need to party up with a tanky healer that knows the mechanics so the healer can keep you alive. Understanding the mechanics allows you to contest Zerg alliances, especially since they need to focus on PvE rather than killing enemy players, as only the rank 1 guild in contribution gets all the loot. And once they start dying, they're gonna start losing contribution, and if they're focusing on PvP, they might get sidetracked and not do the mechanics properly, resulting in them being killed and losing contribution. This way you can at least have some fun, maybe grief Zerg alliances, instead of sitting dead for 30 minutes waiting for the boss to be killed. Exodus on the other hand is a bit different as it's pretty much the Nebula arc boss. There are 2 portals and there can be, I believe, 96 players inside, but I'm not 100% sure on that number. The contribution rewards for tagging the boss and staying dead inside are pretty good as you get 5 Nebula chests, which is pretty much worth the whole time sitting dead. But mechanics are not that complicated, at least not from what I was able to understand. It is basically the Malakar with a lot more HP and damage. It has the same blue cone attack that stuns, and then it also pulls everyone to the center while dealing damage. The main mechanic is this huge laser where the boss does a 360-degree spin, I believe, and it one-shots. It's a rough boss for the melee classes, but healers can excel and farm contribution very easily. Since everyone is focused on PvE as the boss has a lot of HP, and if players are focusing on PvP, that means that they're not PvEing the damage, and it takes a really long time to kill the boss. So nobody will try to actually kill you and there will be so many tombstones that you won't even see the players render on your screen. Again, only the rank 1 guild in contribution gets all the drops. But that doesn't mean that this rank 1 guild is always from a Zerg alliance. There have been situations where a small guild with only 1 or 2 parties was able to hold the rank 1 contribution just because all of them knew the mechanics and they were quite tanky. Grimturg spawns every day at 10 PM local time, while Exodus spawns only on Sunday at 11 PM local time. It is unlikely that you will be able to out-contribute Zerg alliances alone, but at least you don't have to sit dead and waste 45 minutes of your Nebula time for personal reward. And if you bring a full party, you might even have a chance to out-contribute the Zerg alliances. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.